My name is Tyler McTaggart, and unfortunately I have a strange addiction to whores. Love them. God. Oh, God, can't really remember her name. Oh yes, I do actually. Her name was Krishna. I was just traveling from Eastern Europe on my way around the world, actually, is what I was trying to conquer. I had made my way into India. She was a 8-armed beast, as some saw her. I thought she was a hellfire in bed. Carried a weapon in each arm, actually. You know, an axe, a sword, shield, etc. I thought it was sexy. She was revered by a lot of people. Most saw her as a goddess. I saw her as my traveling gypsy whore. And it was all going great for about 6 or 7 months, I'd say, until I woke up one morning and she was trying to saw off my leg. Said she could make quite a bit of money on the black market, so I had to let her go. Sad to see her, though. I mean, my God, she was up for anything. Oh my, there was so many, actually, in between that time between Krishna and... But I would have to say, in all honesty, the one I recall and remember the most would be Martha. I guess the year was around 1774. I worked with her husband on the Continental Congress. Unfortunately, they had the mind to vote me out because of me still being loyal to the British. I really don't understand it. A few years later after that, though, I was traveling back through Pennsylvania. The year was 1832, somewhere right around in there. My good friend George passed away, and it was then that I knew that Martha was finally available. And God, what a woman. We used to sneak over to her house. I used to sneak over to her house at night and onto the plantation. And me and her would sneak out back to the slave shed, roll around in the hay and have a big slave orgy. So many good times with Martha. And then, you know, there were times she started to cry after we made love, saying how she missed George so much, and like the respectable man I am, I told that whore to shut up. Nobody wants to hear a whore talk. I guess it went on for about another year or two before I finally had to let her go. I couldn't deal with all that anymore. In general, I think they're really good people. I mean, there's good ones, there's bad ones. And unfortunately, I think the thing they're going to be remembered the most for is probably going to be STDs. I mean, some of my best friends in history were whores. Let's take Harriet Tubman, for instance. I think the year was about 1876 or so. I owned a little plantation farm on the edge of North Carolina. And she often sent slaves to my basement as a refuge. And I slept with most. And on occasion, Harriet herself would come through, and I couldn't resist her half the time. And I'd take her into that basement with the rest of them and let them watch as I ravaged her body. And then we'd make our way upstairs. My wife, gone the entire day, would fornicate in her bed. Oh, how I miss poor old Harriet Tubman. It's a shame she died, because that was a first-class whore. You know, there are some days I think I will, but I've already got the itch anyways, so I figure I'll keep going with it for the next couple 100 years. It's done me good so far. It's got me some very historical women. And I really couldn't see my life without those whores. It's like my life was chaos before these women. And then with them finally in my life, I have structure. I have constant sex. And it's just, it fits me as a person, really. So to answer that question, no, I never will. I can say it. I'm in love with whores.